Saudi King Abdullah meets with U.S. President Barack Obama in Riyadh on Friday to shore up U.S. Saudi relations. It's their first to the White House in 20. And that was before the Arab Spring, the Iran presidential election, and the Syrian Civil War. CCTV White House correspondent Jessica Stone reports.
U.S.-Saudi relations suffered a setback last fall after U.S. President Barack Obama stepped back from a military strike to punish Syria for alleged chemical weapons attacks against its own people. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry was dispatched to calm Riyadh's fears and angers. Other American diplomats have followed.
The kingdom realizes the importance of negotiations to solve crises, but at the same time, we consider that talks cannot go on indefinitely.
I expect the king and the president will probably emphasize that they're in full agreement about the types of support, the types of groups that should be supported, and the long-term goal in installing a new sort of system in Syria.
Now, as Obama meets with Saudi King Abdullah, many expect the Saudis to ask for reassurance on U.S. dealings with Iranian President Hassan Rouhani.
I think that one of the king's messages certainly will be, don't get starry-eyed that you can have a happy relationship with Iran.
Meantime, Saudi Arabia and two other Gulf states have pulled their ambassadors from Doha to protest Qatar's support for the Muslim Brotherhood. It's causing deep divides on the Gulf Cooperation Council, which has served as a counterweight to Iran.
Whether it's refugees from Syria or keeping the economy of Egypt stable, it would be more effective if they were working together.
This week, Obama also met with the United Arab Emirates Prince Mohammed bin Zayed. The prince last met with the U.S. Secretary of State last spring.
Is there a role for the U.S. to play to bridge those differences during these meetings with the UAE and Saudi Arabia?
I don't think that mediation is perhaps the noun I would use, but certainly we will be interested in the perspectives that we will hear from our important partners in Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, and that will inform our efforts to encourage the continued cooperation among those partners in the GCC, which we think is mutually beneficial and in the United States' interest.
Of course, the United States is now expected to surpass Saudi Arabia in oil production by 2016, and that will change the energy relationship between the two countries. But the U.S. president is expected to reassure the kingdom during this visit that change in the energy relationship will not correspond to any less American interest in the foreign policy of the Middle East. Jessica Stone, CCTV, Washington.